Hello, this is Ken Ferry with this week's Boots in the Field report. Hope everybody had a great Easter. Man, it was sure a beautiful day there. Kind of a quick podcast this morning to answer that big question about planting both corn and beans. We're going to say go ahead with the early beans. And like always, when we talk about early bean planting, we're talking about treated beans, kind of the full meal deal, especially for SDS in this country. These beans could be in the ground in easy 3 weeks, so we need to protect them. We do recommend that you start with your full season beans first and end with your short season beans. As this planting season goes along, get your odds up of getting that pre-solstice flowering. Growers ask always, how much early beans should we plant? And this standard answer is, whatever you're comfortable replanting, right? We could have a frost May 14th, Mother's Day, and do this all over again. So that's just put on your big boy pants when you make that decision to plant. But we've been through this before. You guys that are planting in cover, you're going to have more frost protection if we got, 6-10 inches of good cover out there. We're also going to give the yellow light to getting some of the first day jitters out of the way on the corn planter. Now, depending on your local forecast, north or south or where you're at, looks like we can start maybe Tuesday, for sure Wednesday. Locally anyway, it looks like Wednesday we could get the corn planter started without seed chilling issues, and we probably could continue to plant to about Saturday noon if this forecast is correct. The soil water will be warm enough so we can get some elasticity into the corn cells, and that'll cut down drastically on this seed chilling. Now, the long-range forecast doesn't look too exciting. This week, if we're planting in that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, we could pick up 50, 55 GDUs. But the forecast for the rest of the month, it looks like it'll be May 1st before you get the next 60 GDUs. So it takes 120 to 150 to get it out of the ground. You're not going to see this corn probably, if this forecast is right, until that first part of May. Now, again, while we'll take care of the seed chilling, if we can plant till about noon on Saturday, you're still going to have trouble with your spike down plants emerging late. Now, last year for a number of you guys, you had both seed chilling and spike down plants emerging late. I think you can get around the seed chilling, but you're not going to get around those spike down plants, coming up late. So I guess what I'm saying is I wouldn't go hog wild on the corn, but it is kind of nice to get those corn planters running, get them tuned up for the big event when we're going to take off. We plant corn by soil temperature, soil conditions, not by the calendar. But there is a window here, especially you guys that got some early corn contracts and stuff, want to put some of these acres in the ground. Many of you ran seed samples and you were checking for saturated cold germ. And while most of the samples came back pretty good, man, I saw a number of samples that were poorer than I expected. Now, these lots should not be planted this week. So start with your higher saturated scores when you're looking at your seed sample. Start with the highest quality that you got that can handle. And like I said, this corn could be in the ground till May 1st. So it's a situation where you just don't want to put something with a poor score in the ground and expect it to survive that. Now, a lot of tillage wanting to be done this week. And again, let that soil moisture dictate when you do your spring tillage. For you guys that are using the soil finishers, field cultivators, dig down to about an inch below your tillage depth. See if you can ball that soil up, and then whether you can ribbon it between your thumb and your forefinger. If you can, it means you go now. It's going to be compaction that we'll be talking about later. So just because your neighbor's running, he may have more tile. He may not understand what compaction can do for him. You guys need to be checking those heavier spots in the field, the heavier clay areas. And just because your neighbor's running a vertical harrow, it doesn't mean that your ground's fit for the finisher. Go out and check it yourself. Make sure that you're just putting in a density layer, that you're not putting in a compaction layer. And again, keeping it short, green light on our early beans, yellow light on corn to get some first day jitters out of the way. but I think we can kick this season off. Hopefully it'll be the biggest harvest of your farming career. To stay up to date, check out our website at croptechinc.com and subscribe to our podcast, Boots in the Field Report. Keep her safe, keep her moving.